Well, look at you, little Miss Goody Two Shoes, being the first one on all the time. People might think you don't have a life, Peyton. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know you have a life. You have a lot going on. School, work, hiding dead bodies, things like that. No, I'm just kidding. Happy Tia Tuesday. Dom, thanks for joining, sir. Gonna try something a little different today. I'm just gonna start off, hey, it's Tia Tuesday. I've been doing a lot of different stuff lately. A lot of unique things going on. All kinds of fun things. Lots of collaborations coming down the line. Miss Khan, thank you for joining. I hope you're doing well out in Alberta. So it's Tea Tuesday. So, as most of you know, at least those of you who've been watching regularly, I spent the last few weeks up at my cottage in the Great White North. It was very, very white. Hey, Cor, how you doing, cuz? I know you have stuff to do, so I don't know if you have to drop off. That's all good. I understand. You just don't love me anymore. No. So I was up in my cottage the last few weeks, decompress, work remotely, get some great content generated for winter season and winter cocktails. Had a lot of fun, and my brain got to get back to a creative space. So I did some fun stuff, and you know that I love to barbecue up there, and Corey especially knows that we love to barbecue up there. In fact, at one point we had a rock, paper, scissors thing, and the winner, right, got to go out and barbecue. So unfortunately, my cousin Corey had to go out and barbecue. What was it? It was Italian sausage, wasn't it, dude? At like 6:30 at night in the pitch black, and it was minus 20 some odd degrees. Needless to say, the sausages took a little bit longer than usual, which is why I like to keep the barbecue at the back of the cottage, not in the boathouse during the winter. You don't have to walk as far in the cold. Smart. Anyway, happy Tia Tuesday, everybody. So we've got this beautiful, beautiful coffee liqueur. It's overproof rum. It's Madagascar vanilla, and it's 100% cold brew Arabica coffee. What do you do with that? All kinds of fun things. So like I said, back when I was up at the cottage, I was thinking and I was barbecuing, and I went, I'm going to do something different. So I tried some dry rubs. I don't normally do a lot to my steaks when I cook them. I give them a salt cure for about 15 minutes, so I crust them with coarse sea salt for about 15 minutes. What that does is it tenderizes it. It injects a lot of liquid. It softens up the connective tissue. It moisturizes it. It flavors it. Wipe it off. Don't wash it off. Wipe it off with a damp paper towel and barbecue. I go 2.5 minutes aside is the perfect medium rare on a New York strip. That's how I like mine. Cook yours the way you see fit. I won't judge you out loud unless you say the word well or medium well even. So like I said, that's normally all I do. I don't use a lot of marinades and sauces and whatnot on my steaks, but I thought I'd give a dry rub a try. And I came up with a coffee dry rub because I'd been drinking coffee all day, and it was actually a Tuesday. Was it a Tuesday? I don't. The days don't matter anymore, right? So I made up this dry rub and I tried it and I loved it, and I've actually still got some here. And so I was playing around, and for work, there's something coming down the line, and I actually bought some store-bought dry rubs, which is why I did ribs, which is why I'm having ribs for dinner. Love me my ribs. So if you want rib recipes, reach out to me because I think these are going to be probably the best ribs I've ever made, and I make pretty good ribs, as is. I'm not even going to smoke these ones. I'm going to just barbecue them up. And I was making a barbecue sauce. I'm thinking, well, I did a coffee dry rub. No, I didn't put coffee in my barbecue sauce, but I put Tia Maria in my barbecue sauce. So I Googled a lot of recipes for barbecue sauces. Hey, Stan, how you doing, buddy? And I found one common ingredient in every barbecue sauce that I just couldn't understand. Ketchup. Who puts ketchup in barbecue sauce? I just don't understand. So what I did was I started with crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, garlic, and then I added apple cider vinegar and molasses for some sweetness, and different chilies for heat, and some smoked paprika to give it a bit of that smoky, earthy note, some coriander seed, some ground cumin, well, actually it was whole cumin seed that I crushed up in my mortar and pestle because I needed a workout that day. I wasn't doing anything. And then I was like, well, it's good. There's coffee rub, on the ribs. So why not add some tea? So I threw in just an ounce or two, and it's delicious. Um, Really looking forward to it, but I can give you the whole recipe if you want to reach out to me later. I'm going to make a slightly different cocktail tonight, and I'm probably only going to make one cocktail tonight. I'm actually taking a break from drinking. I do that on a regular basis. So I'm going to cut back. So feel free to write down this recipe. I am going to post the recipe, but I'm going to bottle this cocktail up and save it for later. Or maybe I'll just be a nice guy and give it to my security. No, they probably shouldn't be drinking while they're working. Yeah, here, security guard, get drunk while you're working. Not a good idea. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, yes. I was doing some other cocktail stuff. I recently did a thing on Sirius XM Radio. I recorded the interview last Tuesday, and it aired on the weekend. I totally missed it, but I'm going to get a copy of the recording so I can send it on to anybody who wants to have a good laugh. Because, let's be honest, when you listen to me, you usually have a chuckle. Right, Corey? Or anybody else who has spent enough time around me. So yeah, I'm going to do a different cocktail tonight than what I normally do. And it's inspired by one of the ones that I did for this interview. So this interview was obviously talking about Tia Maria. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Jen. We did obviously the espresso martini because that's our hero drink. That's our main focus is the espresso martini, right? 1 ounce of espresso, 1 ounce of vodka. I use Vibrova, and 1.5 ounces of Tia Maria. Shake it all up, strain it. It's fantastic. So we did that. I did the Boulevard Maria, which I've done with you guys before, right? That's my riff on the Boulevardier, which is equal parts bourbon, Campari, and Tia Maria. That's the one that tastes like a Terry's chocolate orange. Then I did this other one, and they're like, can you do something hot? And I actually did these cocktails up ahead of time, and I delivered them to the gentleman who was going to be interviewing me. And I packaged it, and I just, gave him notes. I said, just put this in a mug and, put it in a pot and reheat it, or put it in the microwave and nuke it for whatever. That way he could have a hot cocktail, because he was having the cocktail, he was sipping the cocktails while he was interviewing me. It's really kind of weird when you're on a video Zoom call with somebody, but you know that it's just going to be a radio thing later on. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so I did this cocktail, and I called it Tea and Cookies. And it was essentially just cold brewed Earl Grey tea, some chocolate bitters, and Tia Maria. And I figured you can have it hot, you can have it cold. It'd be a great way to have an iced tea in the summertime. When I was talking to the lady who was the liaison, that's the word, for this event, she misheard me, and she said Tia and Cookies. That's a fantastic name. So Tia and Cookies it is. So that's right. We're going to make Tia and Cookies. So I'm going to start off with the base ingredient, bourbon. When I say base ingredient, in cocktail speak, that's just the amount of liquid that has the greatest volume. Okay, so I'm going to go 1.5 ounces into my jigger. 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Next, I'm going to go 1 ounce of Tia Maria. Now, the actual recipe I found doesn't actually call for Tia Maria. It actually calls for golden syrup or corn syrup, and I refuse to put stuff like that in cocktails. Okay, so we've got 1 ounce of Tia Maria. It calls for 1 ounce of milk. Now, I'm going to have some fun with it. Yeah, I'm going to go 3/4 ounce of milk. And then, yeah, that's right. Some of you know what's about to happen. Let me grab this other bottle with the white top. Shh. The Disaronno Velvet. And I'm going to throw 1/2 ounce of that in there. Because why not, right? It's delicious. It's delicious, delicious stuff. All right, I'm going to add my ice. Oh, it also calls for cold brew coffee. In the other half of my shaker, I have some espresso that I made earlier. Boom. So it's not really tea and cookies. It's more like a milk and cookies cocktail. I like calling it tea in cocktails. If I wanted to, I could substitute that espresso for Earl Grey tea just as easily. All right, we're gonna give that our shake. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna hide the you're gonna see the presentation in a few minutes once it's all put together, because it's kind of a fun little presentation, something I don't normally do. There we go. I'm gonna whack that out. Now I will do this just to. Ooh, that's tasty. But I am gonna add just a squeech. And we talked about volume measurements last week. A squeech is 3 globs, or 3 dash. No, a squeech is not really an accurate measurement. There's a chef I used to work with who measured things in squeeches. He's like, yeah, I need to squeech more of this or squeech more of that. Basically eyeball it. All right, so we're gonna pour this into like so, and we're gonna do this. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you milk and cookies. This is a really cool little thing. So we actually have these Tia Maria. It's actually a frappe milk bottle. Looks like those old-fashioned milk bottles. I just thought I'd have some fun with that. I'm going to take some pictures of this later, which will probably be the cover photo for this cast. It looks really good, and it is super tasty, I'm not going to lie. And that's that. Super simple today, because I did a bunch of running around for work. I cooked my butt off. The ribs are still braising in the oven in red wine and other fun stuff. And I made a tiramisu. Actually, I told my sister, and she said, tiramisu? And I said, well, of course, there's Tia Maria in my tiramisu. I mean, come on. Blended espresso. 1 cup of espresso with half a cup of Tia Maria to soak those lady fingers in. Made my sabayon from scratch, which is when you whisk egg yolks and sugar together in a medium boiler over heat. Whipped the cream from scratch because it was bad cream. It was really naughty cream. It needed to be whipped. No, I'm just kidding. And then you fold those together with some mascarpone cream. That forms the cream base of your tiramisu. You lay out those soaked lady fingers, you spoon it, you layer it, spoon it, you layer it, and then I dusted it with a mixture of cocoa, cinnamon, and nutmeg, just to mix up the flavors a little bit and give it some depth. Thank you, Dom. Appreciate that. For those of you who may have missed it, I'll hold it up again. There you go, and you get a nice little bit, because it was espresso based, you get a little bit of this crema separation. It might be a little bit hard to see in this light, but there you go. Milk and cookies. Maybe I should leave this out for Santa. No, I'm just kidding. All right, people. Persons. Hello, human. Nice to meet you, individual. Corey, that one you know, right? Take luck. Take luck and care. If you have luck, take it. Care for it. Anyway, I got a lot to do, guys. I'm sure you do too. It's been a slice. This one I know is a little bit shorter than normal. I'm sorry. Yeah, just one of those days. I hope to see you all on Friday at 6 o'clock for Fizz Friday. Looking for some subject to talk about. So, you know what? Shoot me an idea. Tell me something you'd like me to talk about, be it a cocktail or an ingredient or a technique. Well, you kind of missed it because I'm wrapping up, but don't worry, I'll post it. So you can go back to my Instagram and you can watch it again. Save it. You can watch it again. I will post to YouTube. I am way behind on posting to YouTube, so I'll probably do that while I'm working away tonight. Yeah. So thanks for joining, though. I mean, better late than never, right? So here, because you missed it, there you go. I made milk and cookies. Well, I didn't actually make the cookies. I bought the cookies. You know, they're just good old-fashioned plain oatmeal cookies. Why just oatmeal? Well, I'm partial to oatmeal chocolate chip, but there's a certain quadruped wandering around who can't eat chocolate. So I have forgone oatmeal and chocolate chip cookies. Still a good cookie, which I will dunk into my tea later. And I forgot my sign off. I'm so sorry. Damn it. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, stay cozy, stay kind to each other. Um, and again, I will see you all on Friday. That's sign off number 7, right? See you later.